Hello and welcome to a new unboxing and how to play video. This time I would like to show you Blätterrauschen. This is a new roll and write game designed by Paolo Mori and published by Kosmos in Germany. It's the German edition, but there is, like with all the roll and write games, there's no text necessary to play the game. The English rules are already available on Board Game Geek, and I also will show you how to play the game in the video. So with both of these, the rules translation and the video, you should be able to play the game. And I will start with a short unboxing to show you what's in the box, and then I play one or two turns to show you how it works and also explain the scoring to you. Okay, let's go and open the box. Okay, so now we're taking a quick look what's inside the box. It's a small box like a card game. So inside we have the rules. It's 8 pages, but the explanation of the rules is basically only these 2 pages. Then we have a turn example and scoring example, and the explanation for the different scorings. We have a massive stack of the pets in there. There is one for every season, so we have the 4 different colors, and every page is double-sided, so you get a lot of pages before you run out. You have the 2 colored dice. The pen is mine. So let's have a look at the pet. So this is springtime, and we have summer, autumn, and finally winter. And the pets, the basic principle of the game, they're all the same for every season, but the scoring will change from season to season. And the idea is you can either play a quick game of just one season, or you can play the sequence of every season in a row and then take the total score at the end. And how the game works in principle is that at the beginning of each turn you roll the dice. The dice will tell you this is a special one, so you just re-roll it, change it to this. So in this case we have a 3 and a 1. And as the starting player, you choose one of these starting fields. That's the leaves here, the numbered leaves. You pick one, and then in turn each player chooses his number. And the first section you mark off on your sheet must be connected to the starting field. So I can choose a 1, so it's 1 like this, and 3 down or 3 to the side. So in this case I would mark off this area, and then the second step is in each area, so every player does it based on my dice roll, and then the second step is inside the area I marked off. I will mark one of the leaves or animals or insects in there. So in this case I would probably take the butterfly, and then you mark it off down here in the scoring section. Marked off one butterfly, and then just to make sure that you filled it up and make it easier to play the next roll, you can mark it off, whatever helps you to make sure that you choose this area. And then you keep on rolling. So it's 1-1, that's fairly easy. Probably go for the rainbow here, mark off a rainbow, and so on and so on. And you keep doing this until you think you reach a point where you can't fit in the section you rolled anymore, and then you can pass. And basically for every and if you rolled something you can't fill in, you would lose points at the end, but I explain it when I go to the section. So you just keep on rolling until you come to the point where you're not feeling sure anymore if you can fit further rolls into, and then you pass, and the game or the round ends when every player passes, and then you switch over to the scoring. So I just get my short scoring sheet I prepared, and then I quickly explain you how the scoring works. So here's the sheet I played yesterday to learn the rules and see how it all works. That's the spring sheet I finished. As you can see, I managed to nearly fill up the whole sheet, and what you do at the end is you go through all the different scoring sections. First one is the number of trees you had. I managed to get 11 trees, and every tree is worth 1 point, and if you manage to get 10 or more you get a bonus of 5 points. Then you have the insect, or the bees, and the bees and the flowers, they work in combination, because you get points for the flowers or the bees, but depending on the number of flowers you have. So you need 3 flowers to get 3 points for every bee. You need 6 flowers, so you get 4 points for every bee, or you need 9 flowers to get 5 points for every bee. And then we have butterflies. Butterflies, you get 2 points for every butterfly, but it needs to be an even number of butterflies. Then we have the birds. Birds are special, you need a pair of birds, but you get 5 points for every pair. But the tricky bit with the birds is you need to have a pair of birds in the same area you mark off. So you can't mark a red bird in one turn and then the next turn you would get a black bird and you mark it off as a pair. It needs to be in the same area. Then we have the number of rainbows. You need to have all 7 to get 30 points. Then we have the clouds. There was a special symbol on the dice. So we have the clouds here. If you roll a cloud, you mark it off. And then we have the small trees here. They score points in connection to the clouds. So you need 3 clouds for every little tree to be worth 2 points, and if you manage to get 6 clouds, then you get 4 points for every sapling. And then we have the next section are the bears, the red ones here. You only score bears if you manage to have them at the end of the game outside of a marked off area. So I managed to have 2 bears. So this one here is still free, and then we have the bear here that's still free, which scored me 6 points. The other bears are all inside a marked off area, so I don't score any points. Then we have the river crossing here. You get -1 for every area that crosses a river. So if you mark off an area like this that goes across a river, you have to mark it off here and you lose points, which I luckily didn't need to do. And then if you roll a dice and you can't mark it off on your sheet, you lose 3 points. And like I said, you can pass, but you have to pass before you roll the dice. If you roll the dice and you can't mark it off, you lose points. And then you have, depending on the season you play, you have a different colored joker. You can use it once, and it means I do a dice roll, and because we're in springtime, it means I could choose the green dice like I need to. So if the 3 doesn't work for me, I can put it to 1 or 4 or a 2, or it can even give me a cloud. So I can do it once per round, and then you score your total, and that's it for springtime. And the interesting bit is that not just the sheets are slightly different for every season. You have different symbols, so in springtime you get the fruits in there, you have the full-grown flowers, you have a different type of insects, and like you can see down here, the scoring is different for every season as well, so it makes quite an interesting game. If you play all 4 seasons, it will change from season to season. So like you can see autumn, again, completely different elements on your scoring sheets, different ways to score. And whoop, show you the last one, winter, again different elements, different ways to score. So if you play all 4 seasons, it makes it quite interesting, and you have to work in different ways throughout the seasons. So all in all, an interesting roll and write game. I assume it should be fairly easy to play this remotely. I can check if Kosmos is offering the sheet on their website. I will post the link in the description of the video, and then all you need is one copy of the game with the dice, and you can quite easily play it online. According to the box, it plays 2 to 6 players, but I see no reason why you can't play this solitaire and just keep track of your score. So I will definitely give it another go tonight and see if I can beat my score of 54. And yeah, all in all, a nice little game with really atmospheric artwork. And let me think in the comments what you think about the game, and if you play it, post your score so we can see who has the highest. And the game is in stock now, so you can order it from our website. Thank you.